Jim Totino Stadium in Fridley, where tonight it's a battle of metro area Class 4A powerhouses as Simley visits number 10 Totino Grace in Week 2. Both of them are Northern Iowa commits. Meanwhile, for Simley, they'll be starting a sophomore at quarterback.
That's right.
But Christian Urbina is no ordinary sophomore.
No, he's had a real good background, and what Coach Menson was telling us that he had a really good summer. He played at the 7-on-7 tournament in Canton, Ohio, where he learned an awful lot, and he looks nice and poised. And that's a real key for a young quarterback like that, is to be a leader in that offense.
He can sure sling it around. He'll try to get it to Jared Jones, who was their leading rusher and receiver last year. Simley returns plenty of weapons, and they'll look to pick up their first win of the season. Couple of Bill H's going to bring you kickoff here next from Fridley.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
Back here at Jim Totino Field at Totino Grace High School in Fridley. It's time for Simley versus number 10 Totino Grace. Eagles won the toss and deferred to the second half, so they will kick it off here on a gorgeous evening for football in Fridley. Bill Hupp and Bill Hunstock. Totino in the familiar navy uniforms with gold lettering and trim, and Simley in the road whites. It'll be received at the 4-yard line and brought back out, spinning his way across the 20, and Simley will start with the football, 1st and 10 at their own 24. So, Bill, what are you expecting to see from this Simley offense as we get going?
I think they're going to try to spread things out a little bit. They would like to run the ball. Talking with Coach Benson, they would like to run the ball, but they know that they've got to throw the ball and be balanced to really have an impact.
As you take a look at Bill Menson. Chris Menson, excuse me. I got Bill on the brain. Bill Hupp, Bill Hunstock. Chris Menson in his 6th year in charge of the Simley team. They won a state title in Class 4A in 2022. Give on the first carry, and a big hit delivered on number 6, Carter Bunju. As you take a look at Coach Menson, you had a nice long talk with him in the pregame.
Yeah, we did. He really opened up and talked a lot about what they're trying to do and how they felt about last week, and coming off of a tough loss to Winona. And so he's hoping that their kids were resilient enough to come back and really play hard tonight.
Bunju gets the call again on 2nd down. He's met and stacked up by a host of Eagle defenders. Going to be a loss inside the 30, a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 3rd and 5.
The Grace defensive line got off the ball in really good order that time, and the linebackers picked up very strong. Good hustle by Michael Strong, number 6.
And Calvin McIntosh off his defensive end spot as well. 3rd and 5 now from the 29. Send a man in motion. Urbina will throw, and it's caught over the middle on a slant. racing away to the 20. That's going to be a 71-yard touchdown strike on third down. Isaiah Wilson on the simplest of patterns, and Simley strikes first.
Well, that was a perfectly run deep slant by Isaiah Wilson, and boy, Christian Urbina got him the ball. He made a nice catch right above his eyes, and we saw the kind of speed that he has, that Wilson has, and he really outlegged it to the goal line. So now we've got a 6-0 start by Simley.
Charlie Martin on. He converted 27 of 28 extra points last season. And he boots this one through the uprights. And Simley, with its quick strike offense, goes on top. A 71-yard touchdown strike to the speedster Isaiah Wilson. That drive lasting just a minute 33 as you take a look at the replay here.
And look, we see right there is a nice catch. Didn't bring him down, and now he just outruns everybody. When you said speedster, Bill, you were talking the right thing. And that's what Simley's going to depend on. They want to stretch the field. They want to get him in one-on-one situations, and where he has a chance to use his speed to get after people. And Christian Urbina really stepped into that throw. For a young quarterback, that's a nice start. First pass of the game is a 71-yard touch. Now he can quit and go home. He said, that's it.
Maybe not the best tackling in the secondary for Totino Grace, but
probably not.
3 plays, 76 yards, and a minute 33. Isaiah Wilson gives Simley a 7-0 lead. So now Martin will be on.
And this is the first time that Grace has trailed this year, winning 28-0 last week.
Indeed it is. They will receive it at the 5-yard line, bring it out, big hole through the middle. Breaking tackles, bouncing to the outside, a good return out across the 45, right at the 45. Excellent scamper there by Markel Keaton, the senior.
Well, that really was a nice return, as we see here. Keaton getting the ball right at about the 1-yard line. He gets into a nice seam, outruns a couple of potential tacklers, gets stopped as he changes momentum, but a really nice 44-yard return. That's excellent.
So the 45 there of Totino Grace will be their starting field position as Jake Person hands to Keaton on the jet sweep, and Keaton has first down yardage out to the 45 of Simley into Spartan territory. And I guess it'll depend on the spot, but it looked like it should be enough, and indeed, there is the signal. So Markel Keaton showing his explosiveness in the early going simple jet sweep right here.
Absolutely, and Keaton hits the seam, and he gets a couple of good downfield blocks from receivers and linemen, and he gets the 10 yards necessary. So Grace answering right back.
So the Eagles from the Simley 45. Person quick pitch and catch. It'll be shy of first down yardage, but a nice gain of 8 or 9. Catch made out there by number 14, Griffin Burgess.
It was a really nice quick out route in front of the corner. Ball was caught by the quarterback and quickly thrown. Really nice play, gaining 7 yards.
So that'll spot it down at the Simley 38, gain of 7 on first down. Send Keaton in motion again. Person this time hands a little inside trap. I believe that's Sile Berg. And there is a flag down on the play, though, as Berg gets the call. Silberg, and meanwhile we have an injured player on the field, and that's a big one.
Yep.
Isaac Shannon down for Simley. Big literally and figuratively.
Yeah, he's an important. Yep.
Sorry, go ahead, Bill.
No, I was just going to say he's an important player for them, particularly on their defense. He goes both ways.
So there is a flag. Not sure if that's going to be some sort of chop block. We'll see. So Shannon remains down on the field. Clock stops with 9:37 to go here, first quarter. Simley with a 7-0 lead over Totino Grace here on CCX. 10th ranked Eagles looking to remain undefeated and win their first 2 games of the 2024 season. As big Isaac Shannon being helped to his feet.
Yeah, at least he's walking off under his own power.
Yeah, looks like something with his arm perhaps, the way they're attending to him as we get the call. So incidental face mask, the call on Simley.
We see the inside reverse or inside counter play.
Yeah.
Yep, you see the hand on the face mask right there at the end of the run.
So that moves the football down to the 24-yard line, maybe the 25. Person this time will pull it down and keep it himself, and he'll be near first down yardage. Stops up shy at the 21-yard line.
That's a really nice quarterback keep for Grace there, and he gets a nice run, rides the jet sweep for the handoff.
There's a couple replacements in now for Simley, including Wayne Sealhammer. So it's 2nd and 1 now from the 16-yard line, beg your pardon. Turn and give to Strong, and indeed the aptly named Michael Strong, 6 foot, 205-pound bruiser, gets it down to the 10, enough for a first down. So Bristol Short makes the stop, but it stops the football at the 10-yard line again, enough for first down yardage.
And that's 1st and goal right from the 10, so Grace will have to score on the next 4 downs here.
3rd first down of the drive. That started back at the Totino Grace 45. And flags fly. That's going to be a procedure on TG. We think.
One of the offensive linemen proceeded illegally.
So both teams down with 1 penalty for 5 yards. Moves the football back to the 15. And at the 10, it was 1st and goal. So now it's 1st and goal from the 15-yard line. Jay Anderson, of course, in his 5th year in charge of this Eagles program. I formation lined up behind Person. He turns, gives it to Strong. Strong tiptoeing his way. Now he bounces to the outside, to the end zone for the touchdown. Michael Strong from 15 yards out. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this football game.
Well, the coaches from Grace did tell us that they felt like Michael Strong could be a really important running back in this game just because of his size and strength. They said they were going to play him both at fullback and at tailback, and that last play was a run from the tailback spot. Good lead block by the fullback. Got it all the way into the end zone. He made a nice move to the outside to get around the defense.
Jimmy McNeil on to attempt the extra point. It's good, and we're tied at 7 thanks to Michael Strong, the running back and linebacker, who made it look easy there, bouncing it outside and scoring. As you see highlights from this drive, it lasted 6 plays, went 55 yards, and took up 2 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock.
So in about 3.5 minutes of time on the clock, we have 2 scores and well over 100 yards total offense. So,
yeah. Did we predict a shootout? I'm not sure. We talked about TG's defense in the opener. As you see the touchdown run here by Strong.
That was really a nice run.
It was.
The wide receiver sealed the edge really nicely on an inside block there, and Strong was able to get right around it.
Big physical running back is Strong. Wilson back deep to receive, but it'll be taken at the 9-yard line by the up back. He splits the hole. Ankle tackled just across the 30-yard line, and that's where Simley will take over with their second possession, as that was number 4, Jared Jones. We expect to see him a lot tonight, handling the football.
Well, both teams have demonstrated that their offense is pretty well ready to play. Let's see who's going to tighten their defense up first.
Football's at their own 32, as Simley looks to answer the touchdown drive of Totino Grace. Each team with the ball once, and each team has scored once. Christian Urbina, the young, diminutive sophomore in there, he'll send everybody out of the backfield. 3 receivers right, 2 to the near side. And he gives to Jones on the jet sweep. Bounces it outside. Strong tracks him down and tackles him after a minimal gain. They'll mark him right down at the 35, so pick up a 3 for Jared Jones.
That looked like that was going to be a really nice jet sweep here, but good pursuit by the defense.
Adriel Bessman bounced the play outside,
and really nice tackle by Tyler Hand, number 4, coming up to limit that to a 3-yard gain.
In his safety position. Again, an empty backfield here for Simley on 2nd and 7. Little swing pass to Jones. Great pursuit by the Eagles. No gain on the play. It's going to set up 3rd and long. Good job by, among others, number 21, Emmanuel Benson.
Yeah, Benson did a really nice job. He really read that play quickly. He came up from his safety spot and made a sure tackle. But there were a lot of blue shirts around that ball when the receiver caught it.
Just about midway through the first quarter. 3rd and 7 from the 35-yard line. Urbina, 3-step drop. Chase, flush from the pocket, throws it up. And it's nearly hauled in, just out of the hands of Moses Wojah. A little tall for Wojah, but we do have a flag on the play. And it looks like it's going to be a hold on Simley. I would have to imagine TG will decline that.
Yep. Got a hold. They will decline it. It makes no sense to take it. You're going to have 4th and long anyway.
Penalty was called on Carter Bunju rather. But it's declined, and so Martin will be out to punt for Simley, standing back at his own 20-yard line. Back deep to receive for the Eagles is Josiah Young, the 6'2" Northern Iowa commit who also plays cornerback for this Totino team. High snap. No pressure though, and Martin gets away. A high end-over-end spiral. Takes a Simley hop at the 44 and goes out of bounds. And another flag is down right at the line of scrimmage. The ref mic doesn't seem to be working, so we'll give you the call ourselves. 6:12 to go, first quarter. And it looks like they're going to make him re-kick it. And this time, Markel Keaton will be the one back deep to receive.
So that time they did take the penalty, obviously.
I like the call to kick one out of bounds, move him back 10 yards and have him kick again.
You're going to end up with very good field position, probably.
Keaton stands back at his own 45, waiting to receive. Low line drive kick this time. It bounds at the 48. And again, Simley will touch it up at the 40. So once again, Bill, Totino Grace will have excellent starting field position.
Yeah, starting at the 45 and this time at the 40. This is where the Simley defense is going to have to step up and find their find their aggressiveness.
Gorgeous night for football. Sunny and 64. Very little wind as the sun starts to set here. Really nice facility, this Jim Totino field. Power formation out of the timeout for the Eagles. I formation behind Person at quarterback. Keaton goes in motion, play fake. They'll look to him and instead swing it close. It's caught out of the backfield, and a good tackle from behind made by number 10, Leo Flores, as he dragged down Landon Bazal.
That was a pretty well executed. You fake the dive, fake the lead actually, and get the ball out in the flat to your wingback with the wide receiver clearing the zone. That puts the back out of the backfield, one-on-one with a linebacker. That's a pretty tough call for a linebacker to do. But the play was made for a 5-yard gain.
Call it officially 6, so 2nd and 4, and now Totino Grace is going to be forced to call a timeout as there was a little bit of confusion on their end. Jay Anderson, as you see, 5th season as head coach of this TG program that was a 4A program, then moved up, won an 8A title, I believe, and then has kind of gone back down to 6A, or excuse me, 6A, won a 6A title, right, and then back down to 4A. I was thinking Illinois.
Yeah.
Illinois got 8 classes.
9 classes or something like that.
Yes. So, but this seems like the right level for Totino Grace.
Yeah, I would think, based on their school population and the people that they're playing against.
Tangled with Hutch twice last year, falling in the regular season and in the playoffs. 2nd and 4 from the 46. And again, a penalty as we've got a formation. That's never a good thing out of a timeout.
No.
That penalty on number 6, Michael Strong. So 2 penalties for 10 yards now, back to the 41. Weather-wise, though, we cannot complain with this. It's been a beautiful week, capped off by a beautiful Friday night. Empty backfield. Person fakes it to Keaton, keeps it himself, dashes across the 45 out to about the 47. Person with a gain of, no, they give him the 48, excuse me, so gain of 7.
Pretty nice run there. What Person is doing is he's riding the back in motion, and if that defensive end on the flank support steps down, he's going to give the jet sweep. If the defensive end goes back into the backfield to take the running back, then he's going to run right behind him. That's what he did that time. The first play of the game, he gave the jet sweep and set that thing up.
2 in the backfield, turn and give to the far back, and that's going to be enough for a first down as he gives it to Calvin McIntosh, and the big senior gets just enough out across midfield to move the chains.
And the lead blocker on that, coming from his wingback position, was Mike Strong.
Yeah, you've got to be able to do multiple things in this offense. And I think the success of the Totino offense is just that you're never quite sure who's getting it, and they do a good job of mixing up their calls.
Right, they shuttle people in and out. There's 3 or 4 running backs that they like to use, multiple receivers. So they do a lot of different kinds of things.
I formation, give it to the first man through, big hole. Nice job tackling in the secondary there by I believe Jared Jones, or Chris Flores made the tackle as he brought down Bazal.
Bazal makes a nice run. He gets into the linebacker zone before the linebackers can even react. And there was a good drive off of the ball by the offensive line. we'll notice that Grace uses a fair amount of pulling and trapping with linemen, tight ends, and wingbacks.
Josiah Young in at slot receiver now for Totino Grace. Lone setback, play fake, rolling near side person. He gets it to Young, who has enough for the first down as he's roped out of bounds by Wyatt Witchner, but not before the chains move once more.
Here we'll see a good fake, roll out to the right, and again a nice quick pass out into the flat, hits the open receiver. Young makes a really nice grab of that ball.
Totino will never be a run and gun offense, but they know how to deploy the pass when they need to, and it's always going to be off play action.
They are not going to be a lot of drop back passes in this offense. They like to run a lot of different kinds of power right here.
Keaton with a big hole, first down yardage, or near it anyway, up to the 20, down to the 25. Gain of 9 on first down. And Bill, they're really just picking up yardage in chunks now.
And we watch, you see the blocks to the left by the offensive lineman. One guy coming back to the right. Nice trap block. We call that down block and trap, and they really open up some holes right there. The linebackers have to be disciplined to see what's going on and fill behind the pulling lineman.
Give again to Keaton. He slips a tackle, gets first down yardage, and fights his way down to the 20. Gain of 5 yards, and once again move the chains. Not a ton of big plays, but just enough.
You get that movement of the chains. If you get 3.4 yards per play attempt, you're going to move the chains every time, and that's kind of the philosophy that Grace is using. Get 3-4 yards and make it happen.
Keaton the lone setback, 2 receivers near side as we near 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. He'll get the call on first down, again bouncing it outside. Good job by Wojda to come up and make the stop, but not before picks up another 5 yards down to the 15.
Markel Keaton does a really nice job of reading the blocks in front of him, and looks like he's going to hit it off tackle, and he bends it out to the outside following a really nice block and gets upfield in pretty good order.
2nd and 5 now from the 15 as Michael Strong comes back in at tailback. Person turns, gives to Strong, straight up the gut. Again, first down yardage as he gets to the 10. 5 yards on the run. And Bill, the last 5 carries they've had have gone for 5 yards a crack.
That's more than enough. And their offensive line is really doing a nice job of opening up holes and getting to what we call the second level, the linebacker level, so that the linebackers are really struggling to get in and fill the gaps and get in there.
I think they're missing Isaac Shannon in there at 3 technique.
I think so.
So 1st and goal from the 10. Give to Keaton. Good job in support this time as Witchner comes up from his linebacker position, and Keaton is taken down for no gain.
That's really the best defensive play that Simley's had, not only in this drive, but probably in the entire quarter. Witchner does a really nice job of filling and making a one-on-one tackle. That was a nice tackle that he made.
It was 5 straight runs, as I believe Totino Grace is going to let this clock run out. So they'll jog down to the end of the field with 2nd down and goal straight ahead. An exciting first quarter, an explosive first quarter, each team scoring on its first possession. And after 1 quarter of play here from Totino Grace and Fridley, Simley and the 10th ranked Eagles tied at 7 here on CCX.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there. Because connected, we all do better.
Highlighter, the theme of the night for the Simley students who made the trek up north to Fridley, all the way from Invergrove Heights. Their defense trying to bend but not break here. Totino's already had the football for 6 minutes and 2 seconds on this drive, trying to cash in with points on 2nd and goal. 7-7 our score. Jake Person under center for the Eagles. One-step drop, lofts it to the end zone, leaping catch made, tap of the toes, touchdown, Josiah Young and the Eagles. A great job using his size there at 6'2", Bill.
That is a really, really nice ball that was thrown, but I have to say that Josiah Young really made a big-time catch there because he was pretty well defended. I wouldn't criticize that defensive back one iota. It's just that the guy went up and got the ball. That's a pretty good play for that Northern Iowa recruit.
Well, you can just see the elite athleticism that the Panthers have spotted as the extra point is tacked on, and it's 14-7 Totino Grace. As soon as you see that one-step drop, you know, as we take a look at highlights from the drive, and it was mostly running.
Right.
That was the order of the day. They did it mostly on the ground as they do, but when it counted, they used the size. Up top, Josiah Young figuring in a couple of passes.
He had a couple of really nice catches there and good runs by several running backs as well as the quarterback. But now we'll see set up for the touchdown one step. You see Josiah Young was pretty well defended, but the ball was in a perfect place. We like to say that the quarterback, Pearson, dropped a dime on that one.
Yeah, he sure did. Totino, 2 possessions, 2 scores. That drive, 11 plays in 6 minutes and 6 seconds as they score in the first play of the second quarter. 11 plays, 60 yards. They'll return this for Simley out across the 25. 60 yards in 11 plays in 6 minutes and 6 seconds. And I think that's, if you ask Jay Anderson, Bill, that would probably be how he'd want to score.
Yeah, and I think that's, this is right from the heart of the Grace playbook right now. They're running the ball effectively, getting 4 or 5 yards at a crack. When they throw the ball, they've thrown the ball short, making good pass and catch plays, getting 5, 6, 7 yards on those passes, and then they're able to hit the fade in the end zone.
Now we'll see if Simley can sustain some sort of offense. Their defense has been out there a lot. As they give it to Jones on the jet sweep. Good pursuit by Markel Keaton, who comes up, beg your pardon, that's number 20, Jaden Miller, who comes up and makes the stop. Gain of, no gain, in fact. No, they'll give him, I beg your pardon, they'll give him a yard out to the 27.
I think what Simley's running with here is they've got to figure out a way to get their linemen and blockers, other blockers, receivers, whoever, to the second level. The linebackers are getting good pursuit angles.
4 receivers in the pattern. Turn and give to Bunju. Out to the 30, a gain of 3. And once again, Simley behind the chains here on 3rd down.
Absolutely. And you can't make a living doing that. You've got to get some yardage on 1st down to set yourself up so you can run, enough variety in your offense to keep the defense guessing. But I have to credit Grace. They've got 9 returning starters from last year from a pretty good defense, and they really pursue hard.
You haven't even called Theo Thomas's name, but Theo Thomas gets in the grill of the quarterback, and it's intercepted, tipped, and picked off by the Eagles and Tyler Hand.
A nice tip by linebacker Gabe Cran, number 52, got his hand on the ball and was able to have the ball pop right into the waiting arms of the defensive back.
And you
Tyler
see
Hand.
the pressure off the edge by Thomas, forced the errant throw, and good call by you, Cran tipping it into the air. And once again, the Eagles set up with a short field against a pretty tired defense.
Yeah. Every play, every series for Simley has been 3 and out. Fortunately for them, the first 3 and out was a touchdown. But Grace's defense, boy, they get after it. They've got good speed and quickness along their front 7.
Play fake on first down, going up top. He's got a man there, and it's ducked away. The ball hung up in the air a little too much. He was intending Griffin Burgess on the throw, and a good recovery by the defensive back for Simley to knock it away.
Yeah, good job by Jared Jones. Came up limping a little bit. He had a pretty good collision with the receiver, but we can see that the ball hung up there a little bit.
He had a step, though.
Yeah,
he had a couple steps.
Did.
And if he had just let him, he would have had 6. He had, in fact, a couple Totino receivers had their men beat.
The receiver running the seam in the middle of the field was pretty wide open.
So Keaton to the near side, Burgess to the far side from the Simley 45 on second down. He'll go back to the ground. 2 hands on the football here for Berg, who runs over a defender and drives down near first down yardage to the 36.
Now, if you can run the ball for 8 yards, 9 yards on 2nd and 10 after having a 30-yard incompletion, that's pretty good.
Looks like there's going to be a timeout taken by Simley, so each team now has taken a timeout. I think it's a good timeout here.
Yeah.
Because obviously the defense has been on the field a lot.
Yeah, that last 11-play drive and then three plays and out, and your back is against the wall. That's a very good timeout for Simley to just get themselves together and say, hey guys, come on. But what I'm noticing is that the offensive line for Grace is coming off the ball really nicely. They're in sync, and they are also able, like I said a few minutes ago, they're able to get to the second level. It means that the defensive linemen have to get some kind of penetration. They've got to get into the seams and force that to happen. They can't cave down. They've got to fight through and let those linebackers make plays. Ooh,
3rd and 1 from the 36. Keaton sheds a defender, spun down eventually near the 30-yard line, but he's got enough for a first down on a gain of 5.
And that looked like Flores was going to make a really nice play right at the line of scrimmage, and the ball ended up making 4 or 5 yards for a first down.
9th first down of the first half, Bill, for Totino Grace, just 1 for Simley. And actually, I don't even know. Do they count a first down on like a touchdown pass? No.
That 71-yarder, that's not a first down.
So then 8-0. From the 31-yard line of Simley, receivers right and left, lone setback is Keaton. They'll get the call on first down, skips past a defender, shimmy shakes past another, spins away from another, and he's forced out of bounds at the 10-yard line. An acrobatic run of 21 for Markel Keaton.
Markel Keaton does a really nice job of using his ability to move with the ball. You see a sidestep there, gets outside.
Great feet.
Nice spin. Boy, he did a spin right out of the tackle until he's forced out of bounds by Winsher right at the 10-yard line.
So once again, Totino Grace marching, and boy, it feels like if they go up 2 scores,
that's going to be
a tough
Yep.
hill to climb for Simley. On the road, playing their second straight ranked opponent. High formation behind Person on 1st and goal. Give to Strong. He breaks 1 tackle, lowers his helmet, fumbled, and I believe Simley's got it at their own 5.
Absolutely.
Indeed they do. A big fumble forced by the Simley defense.
Finally, the coaching staff for Simley's be going, well, finally something defensively went our way, even though it's at our own 5-yard line. You'd rather have the ball first and 10 at your own 5 than giving up a touchdown. That was really a nice defensive play because there was contact at the line of scrimmage. We can see that Strong gets bopped there. He gets a couple yards, but then gets stripped of the ball.
Easton
really
Callahan
nice.
dove on it at the 5 for Simley, who take over 1st and goal. Great job by the Simley defense. Urbina from the shotgun. Going over the middle to nobody.
Ooh.
Lucky he wasn't getting intercepted again there.
Well, you really thought that he had Isaiah Wilson. I think that's who he was looking for, but the ball didn't get in that direction. And that was that's a I like that play call. I like that play call. You know, let's go for a big play. We're down here on we're up against the wall. We might as well do it.
He's got a good arm. They're not having much success running the ball, so yeah, I do too. Go the seam route. They're just not on the same page. Stops the clock with 8:51 to go before half from the Totino Grace, or the Simley 5-yard line on the jet sweep. Oh boy, that's close to the goal line there. Jared Jones, not much success tonight running the football.
No, they're really getting great penetration from that up front 3. And you can see right there, there's 3 guys waiting for him out there on the flank. And there's no place to go. The running backs just got a feeling like, oh my gosh, what's happening here? So now we're at third and 13.
3rd and 12,
Third
yeah,
and
3rd and 12 at least on the scoreboard at the 1.
At the 1, and you know, probably got to throw the ball, but you don't want to. You want to make a good.
Here comes pressure. They flush Urbina, and he's tackled right at the original line of scrimmage. So Michael Strong making up for his error with a good tackle on
strong,
3rd down.
Good strong tackle.
3rd straight 3 and out now for Simley.
Yep. Yeah, they're really struggling to, you know, after that first series where they scored the long 71-yard touchdown pass, they've had virtually 0 yards.
Markel Keaton standing back at the Simley 35. Still plenty of time in this second quarter. 7.5 minutes to go as Martin stands back in the shadow of his own goalpost. Will they try to block it? And now we've got a delay of game.
That probably was not what Simley needed at this point.
I don't think so.
And I'm surprised that Martin didn't, because we've got clocks at each end of the field that they can see the play clock, and just didn't see, but he can't.
And he stepped on the line.
Yeah, that would have been a safety if it.
Yeah.
So the punter has to be very aware of where he is, and he cannot back up when he's in that situation.
He actually got a pretty good one off.
Yep.
And it's fair caught at the 37-yard line of Simley. So how about the starting field position tonight for Totino Grace? Own 45, own
right.
40, Simley 45, Simley 37.
They've got really, you know, obviously advantageous field position, but that's because of 2 things. They've moved the ball well on offense, but they've played defense, and they've kept Simley bottled up in their own zone except for 1 play.
So 37-yard line is where Totino Grace will start. Burgess split to the near side. And they've got Jaden Miller split out wide to the right. I formation behind Person, who's under center. Turns and gives it to Markel Keaton, who bounces outside. Good tackle by Jared Jones to limit it to 3.
Well done by Keaton here as he gets a...
Jared Jones, we've called a lot more on just defense than offense.
A nice tackle, nice one-on-one tackle. And it looked like Keaton had a lot more yardage than just 3.
Open field stop there on the Keaton, I think, has really good instincts bouncing it outside.
He does.
And he has the feet and the quickness to do so.
And that's not the only place he's looking to go. If there's an opening there, he's going to take it, but he also bumps back into the inside when it's there too.
Fake to Keaton. Person keeps it himself. He's tackled from behind by Bunju as he dives forward for 1.
That was a nice play. That play has gone for much bigger yardage earlier in the game tonight, so Bunju was able to fill in. Again, that's partly because the defensive line gives the linebacker a chance to make the play. And that's the key thing. If your defensive line is giving your linebackers an opportunity to move to the football, then your defense is going to be successful. If there's no penetration, there's no movement by the defensive line, you're in for a long day.
2 receivers right and left on 3rd and 7 from the 34. Little slant to Keaton, and he's got enough for the first down to the 25.
Nice quick pass to Keaton, enough for the first down. It's tough to cover that pattern underneath because of the strong running game. The outside linebacker was one step from being in that passing lane, but because he has to understand where the run threat is, he's not there.
Ball's on the 25 of Simley. Inside of 5 minutes to go before half. And I believe we're going to have another timeout taken by Totino Grace.
Yeah, they were either right close to the play clock, or there was something in the offensive play that didn't look particularly enlightening to Coach Anderson.
So, Bill, you saw Maple Grove, the #1 team in state,
yes,
regardless of class, to start the season. What did you think of the Crimson last week?
I thought they were a very complete team. They were physically ready to play. They were emotionally on top of their game, and they controlled everything in the game right from the opening kickoff. And I think Osseo got to a point where they just, because of the rain delays and the way the game was broken up and everything, I think Osseo just kind of lost their emotional edge that they might have had at the beginning.
Give it to Selberg, and he powers his way down inside the 20 to the 15. Another chunk play of 10 yards, and another Simley defender down on the turf. Tim Peach, who was the backup or was the starting quarterback last year, and who we'll see a little bit of. This is a loss here as Flores is down.
Yeah, Flores.
Number 10, Leo Flores, the senior inside linebacker. Gingerly walking off the field. 4:47 left to go. Before half, 14-7, Eagles driving again. That right there is their 10th first down of the half already.
They've really...
Speaking of controlling things.
Yeah, you're really seeing a team controlling every aspect of the game so far.
Berg remains in the backfield. behind Calvin McIntosh. Give on the inside handoff. And powering his way down near first down yardage is Markel Keaton. Great job finishing his block by McIntosh as well. And now Keaton is slow to get up.
And that's that
could be a cramp.
Inside trap counter right here. You can see nice lead block. And right there, he kind of gets stretched out at the end. That might be where he had a little bit of reaction. But I was really impressed with the lead block by Jimmy McNeil, number 55. As he came across here, he really sealed the opening for Markel Keaton.
3 straight first down plays for the Eagles, and they have the ball first and goal at the 4. And you have to imagine Jay Anderson is preaching ball security down here.
And he's also
McIntosh with Strong behind him in the backfield. Strong gets the carry, two hands on it, powers to the goal line and in for a touchdown. Michael Strong's second rushing touchdown of the first half, and the Eagles stretch their lead by a touchdown.
So that series was what was missing on the series with the fumble. They just decided they're going to drive the ball down the field, and they did it. Was that a 5-play drive to
6-play drive? Plays. Yep. 6-play drive in 3:58, covered 37 yards. As the extra point is tacked on and good. Michael Strong has a 4-yard touchdown run to go with his 15-yard touchdown rush here in the first half.
Good. And now, since the opening series, Grace has really taken control of the line of scrimmage. They've got control of this game, ahead by 2 scores. It's going to be a tough road for Simley.
Yeah, and you know, you see that in all levels of football, but when you can control the line of scrimmage, you can just physically wear a team down. And now if you're Totino Grace, why would you do anything like, here's Berg up the middle, here's Strong up the middle, here's McIntosh up the middle.
Yeah, and they've got 4 guys that can run the ball in the middle. Those 3 guys, as well as Keaton.
They really have a thunder and lightning thing going on in their rushing attack.
And their offensive line isn't exceptionally big. They don't have the 6'6", 260-pound, 270-pound guys, but you watch them move their feet, and they do a really nice job of moving around. Another nice pull there by number 68, Gavin Kinkle did a really nice job with that one.
Meanwhile, special teams chipping in as Jones is tackled back at his own 5. Call it maybe the 6-yard line, but boy, Simley just not doing itself any favors with its starting field position either.
Yeah, they're really getting hammered here on field position.
They started, because of the weather delays and all the craziness against Winona last week, going down 21-0, really played a sloppy first quarter of football. So one thing they wanted to do tonight was fix those mistakes and get off to a faster start. And they did, but it didn't last too long. As they will give it to Bunju, who will bounce out to the 13-yard line, a pickup of 5, maybe 6 on first down.
That was a nice run. A good fake by the quarterback and the tailback to draw some people to the defensive left side while the ball went to the halfback on the defensive right side. So that was a pretty nicely run play. A gain of about 6.
Own 5 and own 7 as it's out at the 13. Again, Bunju on the call. This time he's tackled by Strong. He'll be near first down yardage. I think just a bit short.
Michael Strong comes up, makes a nice play.
And if anything, Simley needs to get a first down and just milk a little clock to give their defense a rest.
Yeah, especially with
Although
3:18 to go. Yeah, even though they got guys going both ways. But that was a first down, so that's their first down of the game with 3:18 left to go in the first half, and getting the ball at least a little bit out from the shadow of their own goalpost.
And don't forget, the Eagles get the second half kickoff.
Absolutely.
So from their own 17, a little bit of miscommunication on the snap. That threw off the timing of the play, and it's stopped up for no gain.
Yeah, Bungu just couldn't get a place to run. The way that Grace runs their defensive line, I've been watching them a lot here, and they really do a really nice job of getting shoulder penetration, meaning they get into the gap and they penetrate on the shoulder of one of the linemen. And if they can do that, then they're going to be turning the lineman's shoulders, and that gives the linebackers a chance to make the play.
Again, Bunju gets the call, and again, he's tackled from behind. Great pursuit off the edges, and Bunju stopped for no gain.
Number 6, Bunju on the carry. Second by number 45, Calvin
McIntosh steaming in to make the stop.
And again, watching the defensive linemen, they're running angles, they're running twists, changing positions between two players after the snap of the ball. So they're really getting after the line of scrimmage.
Back to pass over the middle, tipped, nearly intercepted again, and we have a player down in the middle of the field.
He was hit right when the ball, and that's their number one receiver, Isaiah Wilson, number one.
Had the touchdown catch.
If we see it here, we'll see that he gets pretty good shot right there.
Yep.
Right in the solar plexus.
Play.
Yeah, it's a legal play, but right in the solar plexus, that's where you go, ow-wee.
Michael Strong laying the lumber as well as scoring touchdowns tonight.
And that was a catchable ball. That was a nice pass. And dropped by Runge.
Isaiah Wilson, 71-yard touchdown. That has been the only offensive highlight tonight.
Exactly.
For Simley.
And he caught that one right in the solar plexus. That knocks the wind out of you so fast you just go, oh.
Yep. Hopefully that's all. 4th and 10, so it'll be a punt. Coming up here.
You know, Wilson's jogging off the field there. He's probably got a pretty good, like I said, a pretty good shot right in the old bread basket, and
by my
knocked
count,
the wind out of it.
Bill, the only completion tonight was to Wilson for that touchdown.
Really?
Other than that, that's been it.
They may have had one other short pass completed. A nice punt there to get the ball finally back over the midfield stripe.
Josiah Young thought about it, but instead he lets it go, and it's touched up for Totino Grace, who will take over at their own 43-yard line with their 5th drive of the night. 1:23 to go here, second quarter. Kind of hard to believe when your worst starting field position of 5 drives has been your own 40.
That's incredible. That's what you like to have, and you like to be able to make it work for you. Grace certainly has in this half.
Receivers right and left. They need a new guy on the field. Not everybody out there that needed to be.
Got to have 11. You don't have to, but it's usually a good
advisable.
idea. Yep.
Person throws near side, just a bit outside for his intended target right there, Griffin Burgess.
Person pass.
That was really one of the very few passes the person has had.
Oh, Markel Keaton limping off, not putting weight on. And you just wonder if he's still dealing with cramping issues.
He could be.
As he comes to the bench, and he'll need some medical attention.
He's stretching that leg, so
He's been a busy boy tonight.
He's been around. Yep.
So 2nd and 10 with 1:19 to go. Ball on the 43. Send a man in motion. Person back to pass. Wings it to the right side. A leaping play on it. Knocked away. Nice defense there by Wyatt Wichner, whose name we've called a lot tonight.
Yes, we have.
I think Person would do himself some good not to put as much air under it, because
put a
it's
little
allowing.
More. Yep, a little more under it. That was an interceptable ball.
Yes, it was.
This is maybe the longest third down, certainly the longest third down play of the quarter for Grace.
3rd and 10 after 2 straight incompletions. Well, we've seen them keep it on the ground for the most part.
Right.
And the way they've been running the ball, 10 yards is not undoable here on 3rd down. Turn and give to Keaton. Big hole up the middle. Markel Keaton to the second level. He will not be caught. Touchdown to Totino Grace. 57 yards to the house.
Well, that was really a great run by Markel Keaton, but I have to say that the left guard and the center did a double team on one of the defensive linemen, and by the time Keaton got to that point, that poor defensive lineman was still running backwards.
57-yard touchdown rush for Markel Keaton, battling cramps all night, and all the momentum squarely in the navy and gold right now.
And he didn't seem to be too cramped up on that run. He outran all 11 guys to the end zone.
He is explosive. As the extra point is no good, so it remains a 27-7 game. Well, what did I talk about? Hey, they can get 10 yards a crack.
Right.
And it helps when you got holes to run through like that.
You see the size of that hole, and that's that double team I was mentioning. I believe it was the left guard and the center. You see how far downfield they're pushing that defensive lineman, and that pushes them right into the linebacker zone and takes away the ability of the defensive backs to even find where the football is.
3 plays, 57 yards in 2:54, and Markel Keaton have a day. He's got a touchdown run, Josiah Young a touchdown catch, Michael Strong 2 touchdown catches, or 2 touchdown runs, I should say. All Eagles here at home in their home opener. They have, since that first lightning bolt, Bill, 27 unanswered for the Eagles.
This is a nice come-from-behind game for Grace so far.
Still 1:04 to go. Jones comes up to receive it at the 15, bursts through a hole, and he's tackled just across the 25.
And one of the things that you mentioned, Bill, is that for most of this half, Grace has started from their own 40-yard line towards the Simley goal line. This is one of the best starting positions that Simley has had at their own 25-yard line. They haven't had the ball past midfield to start a play yet.
Nope.
They've been bottled up in their own zone the entire first half. So that's a tough one to go for. And then when you got your defense has to come out and be ready to go at the start of the second half.
They'll try to chuck it as they've got an empty backfield. Urbina from the shotgun. Back to pass. Airs it out right side. He's got a man, and he overshoots his intended receiver as he was looking to hit Justin Runge.
And that was a nicely run pattern. The route that Runge had he was breaking open just a tad too far.
Christian Urbina, 7 touchdown passes last year as a freshman. Had nearly identical stats to the starter Michael Peach, who we have not seen on offense yet tonight. Urbina back to pass, this time a quick hitter. It's
nice
nearly
catch.
Intercepted again by hand, but instead knocked out of bounds after a gain of maybe 7 out to the 33.
That was really a nice grab by the receiver. I didn't catch his number, but number 32 makes a really nice grab. That's a nicely thrown ball. That ball was right where the receiver could see it, put his hands on it, and now Peach comes in at quarterback.
Vincent Yang, the receiver on that play.
And we may see, I don't know if we'll see the ball in the air on this third down, but certainly Peach. I think Peach is a little bit more of a running quarterback than, yep.
Quarterback draw to Totino Grace.
Oof.
Wise to it, and wow, that is a
Michael
generous
Strong stepped
spot.
up and made a nice, Michael
Generous
Strong makes
spot.
a nice play.
And they're going to give, wow.
Whoa.
No way.
Yeah.
But hey,
That was a
27-7, I suppose. You know what they say, it must be peach season.
must be.
They gave it to him. 32 seconds left in the half. Urbina back in, he'll pull it down, look
nice.
downfield, and a big hit delivered by hand. Oh, wow. Flag comes in from the far side. That was a big hit, but it was a clean one. The ball was there.
It looked like he hit him right in the middle of the body with his shoulder. Now, if he hit him with his head, that could be the key. But it looked to me like he had made shoulder contact.
We've had a number of big hits over the middle tonight. And sure enough, Jones is down. So I guess they're going to call unnecessary roughness.
I really don't know. I mean, let's see.
Defenseless receiver is the call. Jay Anderson can't believe it.
No, that
We'll see on the play here.
nice step up by. We can't see as much here, but that was a pretty nice hit, I thought.
I'm with you. He just separated him from. That's form. That is a form tackle by
form.
hand.
Yeah, I would say, Mr. Hand, you did a great job there. If you have that opportunity to do that 10 more times, do that exact same thing 10 times.
Urbina airs it out down the left side.
Urbina's got a really nice arm, and
he does.
And he throws his mid-range ball. Looks like he gets it right on the receiver's hands, but his long balls have not been particularly effective, and they're tough to throw. There's such a huge margin for error in those longer passes.
19 seconds to go. Ball at midfield. 2nd and 10.
This is just about the best field position that Simley's had all night.
Only the second time they've been at midfield. Little pitch and catch, and that one defended well by Totino Grace. Stops the clock with 16 seconds left.
Justin Runge, the intended receiver.
And now Simley will take a timeout with 3rd and 10 coming up. I mean, you may as well go for it at this
Might
point.
as well, yep. It's where you got a good 11-yard play. You got 16 seconds. So
the old hook and ladder.
Yeah, you got time for roughly 2 plays. Average play usually, they say, lasts about 8.3 seconds. So they got time for roughly 2 plays. So it doesn't hurt to go for it. You got to get a first down, so you got to get a good 10.5-yard play.
20 points here in the second half for Totino Grace.
Yeah, this quarter has been huge for Grace.
Yeah, they have utterly dominated as they look to move to 2-0. And we'll get into their future. But 7 starters from a defense that held opponents under 21 points in 8 of 11 games, and they shut out Fridley in the opener. Big game at Hutchinson next week, followed by a home game against Benilde St. Margaret's, and then at Holy Angels. So a big 3-game stretch.
They've got a tough stretch here.
4th down, Theo Thomas chasing, and that one's going to be thrown away for a turnover on downs. And now I have to imagine, or this is, will be 4th down.
And 9.7 seconds, so.
Totino Grace, a state tournament team last year, ranked for most of the season. Lost 44-12 to Hutch in the state quarters after a pretty competitive regular season game against the Tigers, but the Tigers are a playoff machine, as everyone knows.
They are a force to be reckoned with.
Swing pass to the near side for Jones. Come up and tackle. Great pursuit by the Eagles, who flocked to the football and forced the turnover on downs.
That was a nicely executed pass play for no yards.
So punt, turnover on, since that 71-yard touchdown catch, Bill, it's been punt, interception, punt, and turnover on downs.
Really, the Simley offense is really struggling particularly against that defensive line for Grace. Grace is really controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, but particularly on defense.
Eagles defense flying high as they'll just take a knee to end this first half. And it was a first half, a second quarter specifically, dominated by Totino Grace. They outscore Simley 20-0 in the second half, powered by their dynamic ground game. And they take a 27-7 lead into the halftime locker room here in Fridley. Back with highlights, analysis, statistics, and more from Fridley in just a moment here on CCS.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
Light up the night here in Fridley at Jim Totino Field at halftime. The home fans have plenty to cheer about as the Totino Grace Eagles lead the Simley Spartans 27-7, very much looking like the 10th best team in Class 4A. As we take a look at first half highlights, and it started promisingly, Bill Hunstock, for Simley.
Yeah, their third play from scrimmage, they get a nice slant to the open wide receiver, who takes it 71 yards to the house.
And they got out to a quick 7-0 lead, but the good times would not last. It was all Totino Grace. Basically after that, Markel Keaton doing it all, returning kicks and everything else for this Eagles squad. He gave them great field position. That would be a theme of the first half.
Sincerely.
As Michael Strong tied the game at 7, running it in from 15 yards out. And we were tied at 7 at the end of the first quarter. But in the second quarter, beautiful pitch and catch here as Josiah Young got his toes down to give Totino Grace a lead, and one they would not relinquish. Then the defense turning it up, Tyler Hand with interception. And the defense other than that one play, Bill, very stout here for Totino Grace.
Absolutely. They really controlled everything on the field. The one miscue and a great defensive play by Simley to get the ball loose from Michael Strong, but the next series, they're right back in there. Yep.
Yeah, he made up for it. And then the backbreaker, Markel Keaton on 3rd and 10 from 57 yards out. And Totino Grace would miss the extra point, but that was about all that didn't go well for the Eagles in the first half. As you take a look at these stats, 196 rush yards, first downs 12-2. Each team had a turnover. Penalties were kind of the same. But it's really that rush yard number, right? 196-13 that tells the tale of this first half.
Absolutely. And when you run the ball like that, that means you're controlling the line of scrimmage, which we commented on during the half. And the stats just bear it out that Simley could not get anything going. 105 yards passing, but 71 on one play. So it just means that they had 36 on all the rest of their passes, So really, the entire field was controlled.
It sure was. We'll be back to see what happens in the second half in a moment here from Fridley.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
Michael Strong and Totino Grace looking to build on a dominant second quarter in which they outscored Simley 20-0. They'll get the football to start the second half here. Bill Hupp and Bill Hunstock on a beautiful but brisk evening in Fridley as Markel Keaton awaits the opening kickoff of the second half. And Bill, an opportunity right here for the Eagles to really put this one to bed.
Yeah, they can really put this one out of reach with a good possession here. Simley's really going to have to come back. Ooh, that's a nice kick.
It was. Josiah Young in the end zone, snags it, and the first touchback of the game puts the football at the 25. So that's where Totino Grace will start. I guess they'll start at the 20 technically.
Yep.
They'll take over 1st and 10, and I don't know. I figure a lot of ground and pound coming up.
I would think that we'll see a lot of the same type of offense that we saw in the second quarter. A good mix of run and pass, power run plays, a lot of traps, and shorter, quicker passes to get the ball to their receivers and get them moving.
Grace with 196 yards on the ground in the first half. First carry of the second half goes to Berg, and he gets it out. Gain of 9 out to the 29-yard line. A nice pickup. And the thing is, Bill, when you watch this, they're not even getting touched until the second level.
Yeah, they're really opening the offensive line all night long. They've been opening good holes for their running backs to get in there, and you give the running back some opportunity to find a place to run, and they're going to do pretty well.
Officially a gain of 8. Keaton on the jet sweep, running near side. He's got first down yardage and more, slung out of bounds by Bunju at the 40-yard line, but a gain of 12 on second down, and the chains move once more. 12 first downs in the first half and the first one of the second half.
But you can see the push that the offensive line is getting to the second level. They're just getting 5 yards before the running backs are even being touched.
Right, exactly. I formation behind Jake Person under center. Once again, TG driving. First man through, Calvin McIntosh churning the legs up near midfield. That time they got him early, but didn't matter. He still cranked out 8 yards on first down.
A really nice run there. Again, hitting the fullback quick. And again, see the linebackers getting cut off. And it makes it hard. When you see linebackers moving parallel to the line of scrimmage, usually not a good thing. Linebackers need to be moving forward.
Flowing downhill, right? As they
exactly. You've got to be able to run downhill and fill your seam and make a play. When you have to go sideways, you cannot get any momentum going forward.
Again, give to Berg this time on the jet sweep. Berg once again dragging defenders inside the 45 down to the 43. Again, 9 yards, move the chains.
Let's see, Sil Berg does a nice job, but he gets hit first time before he gets to the 50-yard line and then takes the ball another 7 yards after contact.
Dragging defenders like Moses Wojah. So the ball's down to the Simley 43-yard line. This just has the feeling, unless they can stop the big chunk plays, it's going to be another 6-minute clock-chewing drive.
Could be, yeah.
You know?
And again, watching the line play, you'll notice that real surge by the
Person keeps it. He's got a big hole. It fooled everybody. Jake Person trying to outsprint his way to the end zone. He's knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line at the 8. Biggest run of the day for the senior quarterback. And that fake, they had to respect Keaton.
Yep. And you get a great lead block by the pulling lineman. That was really well done by number 51, Francis Bassey. He gets in and he hooks the linebacker. Ooh, clip downfield. But what are you going to say?
Yeah,
what are you going to say?
You can say. Ball's at the 7-yard line of Simley. First and goal once more for Totino Grace, looking to further cement the win here tonight as they give it to Keaton on the jet sweep, and he waltzes his way into the end zone. Markel Keaton, rushing touchdown on the number 2 of the night for him, and it's 33-7 Eagles. Now their fans are even nonplussed about the whole thing as they'll go on to attempt the extra point. 7 yards, that's nothing for the way this Eagles team has been moving it. That drive was 2 minutes and 18 seconds completely on the ground.
Completely on the ground.
80 yards.
80 yards.
80 yards in 5 plays, I believe. And it took just 2 minutes and 18 seconds as the extra point this time is through the uprights and good. 34-7 to Totino Grace. Putting on a show here tonight at home. As you take a look at the drive highlights, and again, Markel Keaton heavily featured, but they're really doing a nice job, Bill, of mixing in the different running backs.
Well, there's 4 or 5 different backs that carry the ball. The quarterback, Pearson, does a nice job, and here we see that everybody that touches the ball running behind that offensive line does a great job. Yeah. This one's the big run right here.
That was the big run of the drive.
Peach was able to make the play, but they're only delayed the touchdown by 1 play.
Right. And Keaton likes that little spin move. He likes spinning off contact, and he did it right there for 6.
He does a good job. He spins quickly and keeps his momentum going.
Yep. Jones will receive the kickoff back at his own 2-yard line and bring it out. And it's a decent return out across the 30 as he gets a big push up to the 35. That's where the Spartans will take over first and 10. So now Strong with 2 rushing touchdowns tonight, and Keaton with 2 as well. And it just seems like Simley not as deep either as this Eagles team.
Yeah. They're playing five guys a lot both directions, where Grace has only got a couple of guys going both ways, and it's it tells you physically you can only keep it at a top level for so long.
Out of the shotgun, first possession, big hole for Bunju. He stood up shy of the first down and knocked out of bounds, but not before he gains 9.
That was a really nicely executed running play for the Spartans. Bunju does a nice job of getting the ball upfield. That was well blocked. The offensive line, again, whenever we see a really good offensive play, usually something goes well with the offensive line.
And the Eagles still have their starters in there on defense. (34-7) early second half here in Fridley. Jones gets the delayed handoff. Jared Jones, who led this Simley team last year, is their leading rusher and receiver. Nearly 1,000 yards on the ground, more than 6 yards a carry, and then he had 17 catches for. You can tell they don't pass much because the leading receiver had 192 yards total for the season last year. I guess he led them in catches technically, 17 catches.
And Wilson's got 71 yards in one play.
Right, exactly.
They need to call that 71-yarder more often, I guess.
Yeah. First down yardage. Jones again on the carry. Not much. Drags defenders right down to midfield.
I think
move
this
the
is
football a little bit.
And I think this is a good strategy by the Simley team, by the coaching staff, the team, saying, "Hey, we're going to play football. Let's just play football." And we've got to establish some kind of momentum. We've got to do it with the run game. So they've run the ball 3-4 times now. They've gotten a first down.
I mean, at this point, you just want to execute your offense,
right?
And it's just practice for future weeks, right? Can we
exactly?
Do we have 6 to 10 plays that we can trust? Calvin McIntosh can be trusted. He blows up that play in the backfield, a loss of 2.
McIntosh was right on that. It was not a great snap by the center, and that upset the timing.
He just looks like a linebacker.
Yeah.
He just looks like a middle linebacker. Great penetration.
Right there,
nothing Jones can do. And Jones, Urbina, they're not big guys either.
No.
Gavin Nelson, state wrestling champion, of course, for Simley, he was their running back in that great 2022 team that won state.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a Simley team 2 years ago that won state. They were
right.
6-4 last year. Totino Grace beat him 17-0. Big hit as he throws, and it's nearly intercepted down there by Jaden Miller as Urbina took a shot as he let that one go.
Boy, that was a heck of a rush by Noah Janishuska coming off the defensive right side, and he really ran in to Christian Urbina there. That brings up a 4th down and 7.
Yeah, Januszka hit him as he let that go. Spartans will indeed punt it away. Probably the right move. Josiah Young back deep to receive for the Eagles. But like you said, it's good to see them not losing their heads and trying to chuck it all over the place, but just running their offense and seeing if they can get some sort of offensive rhythm for future weeks. Punt gets away. Honestly, their punting has been some of the best things they've done tonight. Josiah Young, maybe an ill-advised scoop. He does return it out to the 20.
Usually you don't want your guy picking the ball up off of the bounce like that because that pointy-ended ball bounces weird. And just what you don't want to do is muff the ball down inside your own 20.
No, you don't want to give them any momentum. But
absolutely
honestly,
not.
The punting has been one of the most impressive things tonight from the Spartans.
They've had some really quality bounces.
Yes.
And again, that's nice because you like that. You'd like to be able to say that's something that we look for. Not getting a return on your punts is huge. If you kick the ball 30 yards and get no return, that's better than kicking it 45 yards and having a 20-yard return.
Bazal and Berg, the I formation behind Person. Berg gets the call on first down, not touched for the first 10 yards. A flag comes flying in late, so that might have explained it.
Yeah, there was
honestly, he got to the 30 before he was even touched.
And
Wow.
maybe the reason he got so far was because of the hold by the offensive lineman.
Could be our first penalty of the second half here with 7:01 to go in the third quarter. Indeed, that is the call. Number 88, Will Tipton, the sophomore. Negates the good game by Sil Berg.
Yep.
But just watch, it's unbelievable.
Right there, yeah, you can see
right on the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a hard one to not call.
First holding penalty, or I think maybe the second holding penalty we've had tonight. That'll move the football back, I believe, to the 10 or 11 yard line. 11. Where it'll be first and 20. Berg gets the call again. Good stiff arm to bounce it to the outside, and he's finally chased down by a pack of Spartans. Chris Flores had a shot at him, but
it looked like he was going to make the play right around the line of scrimmage, and the stiff arm just took him right off of the ball carrier. And
you got to love a running back that knows how to use a well-timed stiff arm.
That's a huge advantage. That's a huge tool.
Totino Grace, a big stretch of games right now. Simley at home, away to Hutchinson next week in a top 10 battle in Class 4A. Once again, big hole for Berg. Across the 35 out to the 37. And despite being at the 11 2 plays ago, they quickly pick up 26 yards and move the chains.
And move it big time. And this is their third or fourth tailback.
And that look right there from head coach Chris Menson kind of says it all.
Yep. Yeah, there's not much you can do when they're moving the ball like that, and your line is just getting completely blown away.
And not that it would have made a huge difference as the run gets shoved forward for 6 yards, but I do think the loss of big Isaiah Shannon in the middle early in the game.
He
has not returned, and I think that's a big loss.
And I haven't seen him on the sideline. I don't know exactly what had happened to him, but yeah, losing a big guy like that, particularly a key lineman. And how many times have we said tonight that the line play has just been all Grace, and
yeah, it's just tough when you've got and they're going right up the gut, nothing fancy, just like that. Silberg rather, to the second level into Simley territory, down to the 47 or 42, 43. Move the chains once more. It's hard to do this kind of math when it's just this many yards.
Exactly.
Gain of 14 on that run. Spotted officially at the Simley 42. As once again, a massive hole to run through for a Totino Grace tailback. But my point just being that the way they're going, just right up the gut, they might be doing it anyway, but Isaiah Shannon's absence is not helping.
No.
Berg between the tackles. He's been the workhorse back on this drive, and he muscles his way inside the 40 down to the 38.
He's very tough to bring down. It was after contact, he gets his shoulder into people or he stiff arms somebody, and he keeps his legs going.
He's thick with 2 C's.
Yep.
As he remains out there. And I wonder moving forward, Bill, if it's going to be a ride the hot hand kind of thing with these tailbacks, or if they're just going to try to keep them fresh.
Yep.
And each one gets maybe 7 or 8 carries a game. I don't know.
That appears to be the way that Grace wants to handle this.
This time it's Silberg once more. He stood up, but still manages to eke out a yard. Good defensive pursuit by a couple players, including Easton Callahan and Chris Bunju. Bunju's going to be a tired kid tonight. He's been all over the place on both sides of the ball, especially offensively. 3rd and 5 coming up from the 37. This drive has chewed up already 3.5 minutes and counting.
And I think what we're going to see from Grace the rest of the game, they're running 2 tight ends, and I think we're going to just see the ball being pounded at the line of scrimmage.
Berg tripped up. And nice play there by Flores, who's a little slow getting up. Chris Flores coming down and making the stop.
And he's had a long day, too.
Yeah. And that's actually going to be 4th down now, 4th and 4, as Flores will have to come out of this game. And now you're in kind of no man's territory, right? No man's land, as too far to kick it. You could pooch punt it, maybe they will, but
now when you're ahead 34-7, you know, and you're controlling the line of scrimmage the way Grace is, my guess is they're going to just line up and run the ball.
Yeah, and which is fair enough, right? There's nothing unsportsmanlike about that. Yeah, but it is 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
It is.
Or a cloud of turf pellets, whatever, whatever it is these days. Play fake. They'll throw a little pitch out of the backfield. Nice catch. And a big hit delivered on Landon Bazal, but depends on the spot. Simley thinks they've turned him over.
Yeah, it's going to be close. I thought it was a much more yards after the catch, but the spot is very close to the line to gain.
What a good job by Michael Peach coming up and making the hit. They do signal first down, however, move the chains for the Eagles.
Peach makes a nice hit right there on the sideline.
Certainly not for a lack of effort by Michael Peach, who you can see that why he'd be a better runner. He's just an athlete from that strong safety position.
And he's a longer, lankier guy, and he does move around pretty well. He's a pretty good athlete.
Once again, I formation, play fake, personal tuck in and run, and slide down to protect himself. Actually, technically a loss of 1.
Right.
Back to the 33-yard line.
But he does a good job of staying in bounds. And obviously right now for Grace, running the clock out for the rest of the game is going to be a priority. They're not going to take chances.
Leo and Chris Flores, both of the Flores linebackers, have been shaken up. You kind of understand the worn-down feeling of Simley, considering how much they've been on the field and how much physicality Totino Grace has brought tonight.
Exactly.
Strong running to fight his way down to the 30.
And he was hit right in the backfield and spun out of the tackle in the backfield. That's one of the best penetrations we've seen all night from the Simley defense.
Going to set up a 3rd and 7. So now Spartan defense starting to stiffen a little bit as Totino Grace approaches the red zone. We talked about Totino Grace's upcoming games. Simley will go home for its first home game of the season against Fridley next Friday night. On 3rd down, great penetration and a stop there by Bunju, knifing in to take down Silberg.
When we just said, Bill, when the linebackers can go forward, good things happen.
Exactly.
If they're going parallel to the line of scrimmage, that's not good. But that's a nice one-on-one tackle against a bruising runner.
Yeah.
And that's a great penetration.
So now Person looks like he'll be back to pooch punt. with just 20 seconds left in the third. High snap brings it down, and this one will bound into the end zone for a touchback.
Net gain of about 12 yards, but still, that was the right play at the right time.
That was the right call. So Simley will probably have time for one play with the ball at their own 20-yard line. Totino Grace, 7 points in the first quarter, 20 in the second quarter, and 7 here in the third quarter.
But they've really dominated the lines, and their possessions have been lengthy, not only in the number of plays, but I think that series there where they probably had 7 plays in that sequence.
Biggest run of the day for Jones as he picks up the first down and shoved out of bounds with 8 seconds to go.
Josiah Young shoving him out of bounds, but not until he had made a gain of about 14 yards. Actually, yeah. Ooh. 16 yards.
Now it'll be the last play of the third quarter, presumably.
Yeah, we can see that, Simley has athletes. There's no doubt about it. They've got good football players, but they've just been kind of manhandled by Grace on both sides of the ball tonight.
A bigger and more physical team. Handoff on the jet sweep to Jones once again. He'll be stopped well short of the line to gain as the third quarter comes to an end here in Fridley. Markel Keaton, his second rushing touchdown of the night. All Eagles here in Fridley. 10th ranked team looking very good heading to the fourth quarter.
Me and my team go win the night.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
(34-7) all Totino Grace here tonight at home in their home opener as they look to move to 2-0 on the young season and send Simley to 0-2. Bill Hupp and Bill Hunstock, our entire fantastic CCX crew. Simley football as they're trying to put together a little offensive momentum. They had a lightning strike first drive with a 71-yard pitch and catch to their speedy wide receiver Isaiah Young, and that was about it. As Totino Grace continuing to swarm Calvin McIntosh. How many times have we called his name? He and Tyler Hand have probably been the two best defenders here tonight for the Eagles.
Yeah, and you throw in a couple of good plays by Mike Strong, and you've got a pretty dominant defense right there.
Yeah, indeed. So, yeah, Isaiah Wilson, that 71-yard slant for 6 to open the scoring of the game. After that, since then, 34 unanswered for Totino Grace. 3rd and 11 now from the 39. And Michael Peach in there at quarterback. He'll pull it down the quarterback draw. Nice little gainer out near the 45, but it'll be short. And obviously they'll go for it here, just 2 yards shy, trailing 34-7.
Yeah, gain of 8 or 9 there, pretty nicely done by Michael Peach. He, or Tim Peach, excuse me, put it out there. And
I called him Michael. That's not your fault, Bill. And now we have a timeout. Simley will take a timeout here on 4th and 2 from the 44.
We're looking for a 28-yard or 28-point play here. Not going to happen.
No, I'm afraid not. But yeah, Simley Class 4 state champs just 2 years ago. They finished 6-4 last season. Kind of a surprising 31-6 humbling to Chisago Lakes in the Section 3 semifinals. And they lost a lot, especially defensively. Lost their top 8 tacklers and 12 of the top 14 tacklers from a solid defense last year.
Yeah.
If you want to know,
this is completely a rebuilding year for the Spartans.
Yeah. If you want to know more, you can follow us on Instagram and on Facebook at CCX Sports. See where we are at, or on X at CCX Sports as well. Bill Hunstock will be on the call next week at a to-be-determined location. Pitch and catch, and not sure exactly what happened, but
boy, the receiver was all by himself. If that ball was anywhere near where he could catch the ball staying vertical, he would have had a touchdown.
And that was
the knuckleball.
Yeah,
that ball bounced.
I wasn't sure if it got tipped or something, and it was just an errant pass.
No, that was just a knuckleball by Peach. That was a perfect play, and it well executed. That would have been another touchdown.
So Totino Grace takes over on downs, and
Chris Benson putting the playbook down, going, yep.
It was a good call.
It was a
right
great call.
You look like a genius if it works, but
that difference between being a genius and an idiot in football is not very big.
Backup time for Totino Grace as Michael Sarch is in at quarterback, and guys like Braden McGowan seeing the field.
Loss of 2 on the play, brings up 2nd and long for the Eagles.
So Jay Anderson and his team, their night's probably done, the starters anyway. Trying to get the backups a little run here at the varsity level. There's a big hole here. Tackled at the second level, but not before a nice gain by Emmett Gamble, who's run it a couple straight times. You know it's a good night when the backups are getting that kind of push up front.
When they're getting 8 or 9 yards, that's a pretty good indictment of your offensive line right there.
We talked about the big stretch coming up, though, for Totino Grace as Gamble gets it once more. This time he fights forward for more yards.
Goodness.
Wow, what a push by Totino Grace all the way down to the 30. Bristol Short thought he had stopped him, but the size of that big Totino Grace, even the backups in there, just getting the push and moving the chains. We talk about Totino Grace, though. Big stretch here at Hutchinson, and then as we take a look at the replay, Gamble had him and then dragged him, and he's literally lifted up off the ground.
That's it. Push by the offensive lineman. Just stay with it and keep pushing. Something's going to happen.
They host Benilde. That'll be their next home game in a couple weekends, and then they go to Holy Angels.
They've got a stretch of pretty challenging games.
And then Minneapolis North, who's a traditional powerhouse.
Yep.
Different running back on the carry there as Griffin Carroll gets his first tote at the varsity level. And then after Minneapolis North, it's 2 straight home games, Minneapolis North and then Orono, who is a strong program.
Right.
So Totino played a tough 4A schedule last year. They're playing a tough schedule again this year. But I think if you're those opponents, you're looking at Totino Grace and thinking, well, they're no mugs.
No, they're going to be, they're for real.
Just that size and athleticism. I mean, not many teams at 4A have a Markel Keaton, have a Josiah Young, have a And the thing is,
Mike
we didn't even
Strong.
talk about Theo Thomas tonight.
No.
We hardly called his name, and he's one of the most impactful guys on their line.
Yep. Theo Thomas is a big-time football player, and he's certainly got the framework at 6'3", 265 pounds as a defensive end. He's
going to Northern Iowa.
Yep.
With Josiah Young next season. Clock continues to roll here. It's 3rd and 8 now from the 28. And again, might be pooch punt. Nope. Just a deep I formation. Saric will roll and make it bootleg. Bounce it to the outside. He's got the first down, and he's knocked out of bounds by Peach for his trouble, but not before he moves the chains on a well-designed and well-executed play.
Yeah, Mike Sarge does a really nice job of faking. Nice fake. Gets around the edge.
Tucks it alertly.
And then protects himself as he goes out of bounds. What you're looking for.
Tackle on the play made by Daniel Minga as well. First down yardage to the 18 of Simley. I know there's no Joe Alt on this Totino Grace team, but I still feel like they've got some size and athleticism with the spill.
They've got a few pretty good-sized people out there. Yeah, guys that we like to say are big enough to work for a living. And, but I think more importantly is that they've figured out and they have learned how to work together. And that is one of the hardest things to coach with young linemen is that the 5 guys up front.
They're a unit.
They are a one unit, and they have to work in complete synchronicity, if I can use that word.
Great word.
They've got to work together so well, and this line tonight has done a really good job with that. Nice.
Beautifully done there. Speeding off the edge, knifing in Moses Wojda to make the tackle on Theo Jacobs. Not sure it's a loss of 1. I think it's more like a loss of 3.
Yeah.
But
3rd and about 13.
Either way, that was a fantastic play by Wojda. And even though it's starters versus backups right now, they're still
you got to play football. You got to go out and play football.
they're still getting reps.
Yep. You got to go out and play football.
How good was Joe Alt, though, in high school?
He was very good.
Talk about a road grader.
Yep.
Talk about a frame, too. Modest gain inside the 20.
And I believe his dad was a pretty good football player, too.
Just a bit, yeah. Solomon Drummer gets the tote on that one. So at this point, they're going to go for it.
Right, with 4:29 and counting to go in the game. It's like we said, they're going to. Grace is not going to throw the ball. In fact, I don't even know how much they threw it in the entire second half. But
4th and 11. Yeah, I think they've maybe thrown it twice in the second half. First man through. They try to get the old offensive lineman push, and turnover on downs the result as they're getting another carry, this time to Connor Cloud. So the ball turns back over to the Spartans. And you'll get the defensive backups in as well. Got to enjoy these beautiful Friday nights while you can.
Absolutely. It's a gorgeous day and night tonight. Perfect football. Not too hot, not too cold.
No humidity.
No wind, no humidity, no rain.
Good crowd on hand here at Totino Stadium. Urbina back in at quarterback. He gives on the draw to Jones. Big hole for Jones, tripped up just shy of first down yardage as the clock runs inside of 3 minutes and 50 seconds here in the fourth quarter. 4 rushing touchdowns tonight for Totino Grace, 2 by Michael Strong, 2 by Markel Keaton. And the 1 passing touchdown was a beaut as well. Person finding Young on the fade.
Young making a great catch on that play.
Give to Jones on the counter. He skips over a man. Run out of bounds into his own sideline, right about the 46-yard line. But a nice job, 18 yards on the pickup.
This is what they've been looking for. This is what, tomorrow and Sunday and Monday this is what they'll say is that you can do this. You just have to understand that you can.
Again, not the biggest guy, Jared Jones, but he's got some burst. Yeah, you want to have enough of these silver lining plays in this kind of game where you can say, hey, we're still a good football team. And the jet sweep coming near side.
Nicely done.
Good little speed there from number 86, Angelo Clark, the sophomore. We were told by head coach Chris Menson that he might get a little run out there tonight.
Yep.
The first time we've called his name as he gets it into Eagles territory down to the 42. I mean, I think the story, you don't need to know anything else about this football game except that Totino Grace had 12 first downs in the first half, and Simley had 1.
Yeah, that's the game in a nutshell, I think.
Yeah. Well, it certainly is. I mean, we didn't keep track of time of possession, but it was heavily one-sided.
Yep, as a number of plays, rushing yards, everything indicated exactly what had happened in that first half. 2nd
and 7 coming up from the 39 after Bunju got 3. So the 10th ranked Eagles will move to 2-0 on the season. Simley will fall to 0-2 and try to lick their wounds before their home opener against Fridley next Friday night. High snap brought down. Clark blown up in the backfield. No.
But it was a fake
totally,
and keep by the quarterback.
Faked.
Yep.
Oh, geez.
Yep,
that was
nice
Peach.
run by Peach. Tim Peach did a nice job faking
me out anyway.
Faked the announcer out and faked out the linebacker making the play. Boom, nice hit.
Yeah.
Oh, but it didn't have the ball.
Nope.
But the other linebacker stayed at home.
Assignment football.
There you go.
Assignment football.
He made the play.
We won't get the story, but I wonder what the story is with the lime green laces. That we see a lot of the Totino Grace players wearing.
Yeah, obviously I don't know much about that.
Whistles blow the play
Timeout.
dead as Simley takes a timeout. Yeah, that there must be some sort of charitable connection or maybe an ode to somebody.
Sure could be.
Good job by our team to spotlight that green heart. I noticed it on Person, the quarterback. Jake Person was wearing them, and then obviously a lot of the backups as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Best seats in the house right there.
Yeah.
If only all the seats were that comfortable.
There you go.
So, Bill, I want to ask you what you think of this Totino Grace team. We've talked about them all night, but how much damage can they do in what is going to be a pretty competitive Class 4A?
Well, I think they'll get their understanding of where they really are next week
against top-ranked Hutch.
Against Hutch, yeah, and I don't want to make too big a deal out of Hutch, but by the same token, you know, Hutch has been the gold standard for Class 4A for the last, 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really want to, if you're going to be a good team, you play a team like Hutch at their place, win or lose. But if you go toe to toe with them, then you've got a pretty good team.
And I don't know this, so maybe I should be careful saying it, but I wonder if the sections align again, if they'll have to face Hutch in the section quarterfinals to even get to the state.
I wouldn't be surprised on that.
So they could very well see them again in the state playoffs.
Right.
Airing out down the right side. He's got a man.
Oh,
what a pitch and
touchdown.
catch. Touchdown. 35 yards with 30 seconds to go.
Well, that was a really nice pass by Tim Peach. And
making
nice
up for
catch.
his previous error as he finds Justin Runge on a beautiful little lob. And Simley gets a little something to remember as they...
Well, they scored the first touchdown of the game in the first 30 seconds.
And the last one.
And the last one in the last 30 seconds. So they say, well, if we'd have just played those 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, their passing offense, at least the big play passing offense. And they do. We've talked about it. They do have athletes on the edges.
They've got good athletes all over the place there. It's just they got outmanned a little bit tonight, particularly the second quarter was a real tough one. That was they had really struggled with their offense, and Totino's offense was just amazing in that second quarter.
Yeah, that was a good ball. Runge
hit him in
reached
stride.
out, hit him in stride. That was pretty.
That's the kind of play you can hang your hat on right there.
Exactly. And that's something that head coach Chris Menson will have to do.
Exactly.
As he tries to get this program back to state championship form. Now, obviously, that time he had some special classes. But even, it's funny, they lost in 2021 to Hutch 40-0. They came back the next year and beat him in the state championship game. So, no carryover. Of course, Hutchinson then won the state title last year. So, Tigers didn't stay down for long.
No, they're not out of it ever.
And you always know what they're going to do. Talk about physical smash mouth football. That's the Hutch way.
Yep.
So Simley lining up for what we think is a squib kick, onside kick of some kind. But Totino Grace takes a timeout before they can do that. They did have Keaton and Young back there.
Yep.
On kickoff coverage, so.
And you've got a guy in Martin who's kicked the ball all the way to the end zone. He's kicked it to the 1 yard line and in the end zone. I'm not big on this kind of a.
You got to love a kicker
onside.
that wears 99, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. Yeah, something to practice, I suppose. In a way, probably Jay Anderson doesn't mind it then.
I guess. I
try to bounce it up in the air. He kicks it hard right at a Totino Grace player, and it's fallen upon by number 10, Griffin Carroll, sophomore. And so the Eagles will take a knee and put this one to bed.
Yep.
Yeah. Victory formation for Totino Grace as Simley students face a long drive back to Invergrove Heights. Person in there, he takes a knee, and that will do it here in Fridley. The Eagles scored 20 in the second quarter, 196 rush yards in the first half, And that was more than enough as they get 2 rushing touchdowns from senior Michael Strong and senior Markel Keaton, 2 touchdowns apiece from those 2 senior tailbacks. And they win in a rout 34-14 over Simley.
Yeah, Simley really found out that they've got a lot of work to do with their offensive and defensive lines to bring them up to the abilities that they need to have to win some football games.
Simley falls to 0-2. Totino Grace, 10th ranked team in Class 4A, improves to 2-0. Board director Isaac Rice, for my color guy Bill Hunstock, and our entire fantastic crew at CCX. I'm Bill Hupp saying good night from Jim Totino Stadium in Fridley. Again, the final score, Totino Grace 34 and Simley 14. Thanks for watching this exclusive presentation of high school football on CCX.